Dr. Cornel West continues to shock Joe Biden and his supporters in the Democratic apparatus of misinformation with reason and logic.
Biden himself is a hypocrite who's tied to gangster policies like mass incarceration, like invasion and occupation of Iraq, like bailing out Wall Street rather than bailing out ordinary people. That's gangster behavior.
Whether the actor Kenan Thompson is portraying him on SNL.
Dr. Cornel West.
Yes. And blessings of prosperity unto you, Sister Nunya.
Or if he's playing himself in a cameo role on The Matrix. Whether it's lending solidarity to the United Auto Workers while on strike.
I want to say how blessed and honored I am to stand with my brothers and sisters of all colors here at UAW, because it's all about fighting corporate greed. It's all about defending human dignity.
He continues to stand for more than just a politician or just a public intellectual. Here he is on Fox News, where they ask him a question, and just when they think they've got him on the ropes, that's when logic and truth rain down.
Let's start with just the basics. Do you think atrocities were committed against innocent civilians by Hamas terrorists on October 7th?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you kill innocent people, my dear sister, that's a war crime. There's no doubt about that. It's in the context of 75 years of a very vicious Israeli domination and occupation. But anytime you kill innocent people, it's wrong. When you kill civilians, those are war crimes no matter who does it. But that's true whether the U.S. Army does it, whether Hamas does it, whether the IDF do it, whether the Russian Army does it. We have to have some moral consistency here.
Right. So at that point, when those crimes occurred, what should Israel have done?
Well, I mean, I can't run this. I think Israel should have ended the occupation a long time ago and treat Palestinians with dignity.
Okay, but just stay on that question, though, if you don't mind, Professor West. Okay, well, let's stay on the question, though. These crimes, which you concede occurred, what might have happened before, I understand your views on that, but then what? Like if someone came into your house and did that to your family, you would want them to be, obviously justice to be done. In this case, Hamas hides among the civilian population. We know that. That's one of their tactics. So what should Israel have done in this case?
Well, I think it's a matter of trying to get at the root of it. There must be responsibility and accountability for war crimes. There's no doubt about that. That's true for the Palestinians who've been killed every day for over 75 years. That's true for Israelis who were killed on October the 7th. There has to be some accountability and responsibility. But you can't jump into this, my dear sister, without understanding the larger context and backdrop. Because if we don't get to the root of this vicious Israeli occupation, we're going to have these cycles of hatred and violence going on and on and on. That's the real challenge. How do you move in such a way that you can accent the best in both folks, the Palestinians and the Israelis? And how do you do that? You've got to end the occupation. It's like Nat Turner when he had the resistance against slavery, right? That he killed some innocent white folk. He was wrong, but slavery had to go, or you were going to have cycles of that over and over again. That's why these brothers and sisters here who are putting their lives on the line.
Okay.
There's something that's positive about that. They see a genocide taking place. We got to do something about it.
Okay, so it almost sounds, I know you would do that, but it almost sounds like you're saying you can explain what they did on October 7th because you believe that Israel is occupying their territory and they had no other option? Is that what you're saying?
Well, when JFK said, my dear sister, that those who make non-violent revolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable, that's JFK who says that. And you can imagine any other politician saying that is true.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been in favor.
In any place, the Irish, the Dalits, across the board, anytime you have people under occupation and Gaza-like conditions, over time, it's going to spill over in an ugly way. Now, you know that just from history, right?
I think
Dr. West is stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, it's like he's trying to talk to somebody and explain something that's basic, like the sky is blue. But the person doesn't want to believe the sky is blue when they won't remove their rose-tinted glasses. He keeps telling you the sky is olive. No, the sky is blue. The sky is blue. Take off your glasses. And Laura Ingraham doesn't want to take her glasses off. She doesn't want to see the real color of the sky because, well, her viewers, her network, the narrative, all that's more important than the reality that the sky is actually blue. Laura would totally get it if it was someone invading America and they decided, well, we're going to make America ours. And Laura would fight for the end of days as well. Not them themselves, but other young poor people. Young poor people, they would gladly send them out to fight in order to reclaim our land, in order to defend our land that is ours, that has now been overtaken by the colonizers, which is exactly what's happening in Israel and some of the other places around the globe, and exactly how America got to become America, or how this piece of land became America. So, very simple, very basic, but they can't make it be basic. They can't allow that. Because if you allow that, well, then things make too much sense. So we have to continue to gaslight people and make them believe that there's a lot more going on here than there is. And when Laura uses the analogy, what would you do, Dr. West, if someone broke into your house and hurt your family? She could ask me that question, because the first thing I'd say was, well, was my family fucking with them? Did my family steal their house and now they're here to come back at me because we're in their house? Maybe we should get out their house. But that's too basic. That makes too much sense. So this whole gaslighting thing that's going on here with the corporate media, it just goes to show how far they'll go not to tell the truth. How far they go to lie to us. How far they will go. They will maintain the lie at all costs. Maintain the lie. Defend the lie. Dr. West does a good job of trying to explain this to them, but they don't want to be explained to. They don't want to be reasoned with. They don't want the reality to surface. A war crime is a war crime is a war crime no matter who commits it. But to some people, it's not a war crime if it's the people that you like who are doing the killing. So there's no consistency. There's no fairness. This reminds me when Dr. West was talking to Alan Dershowitz, and Dershowitz accused Dr. West of supporting Hamas simply because he said, hey, a war crime is a war crime, and when you target civilians, it's wrong no matter who does it.
Hamas is saying, don't go.
Oh, I'm not here to defend Hamas.
Well, you are here.
No, I'm not defending Hamas.
Wait a minute.
Don't you ever lie on me like that, brother. I'm defending the suffering of Palestinians.
I want to hear
Hamas itself committing war crimes.
I want to hear you say
anybody who commits war crimes are barbaric. I'm saying that explicitly, but I want you to say if the Israeli Defense Forces are killing children, are they barbaric too?
No.
Are they ever barbaric?
No. If they target children.
Yes. Have they ever targeted children?
Absolutely. Never in the history
78 years.
have they ever targeted a child
you got to
deliberately.
Get off the crack pipe, man, please.
No.
I know people out here wondering, like Tim Black, brother, how are we going to choose a president between all these people that are running? And I say, well, who's the person that's honest and realistic and logical and sensible and what's the best, not only for Americans, but for the world? Yeah? Who's that person? And every time that I do the math on that, I come back to one person, that's Dr. Cornel West, because that is that one person that's holding those ideals. I mean, if you can't stand up for, I've been nice, I've tried to be nice, I say, black folks, if RFK Jr. won't stand up for Palestinians, what makes you think when push comes to shove, he'd really stand up for black people? Why can't you see that it's just he didn't have some special affinity for black people? Then when it comes down to it, he won't stand up for black people. He'll throw them under the bus and do what's expedient, because this is a very cut and dry situation. And Marianne Williamson, God bless her soul, if she won't stand up for Palestinians, how can you expect her to stand up for black folks? I mean, it all sounds good until you got something to lose. It all sounds good until it's no longer popular. It's not popular to stand up for the Palestinians, not in D.C., not against the government. It's popular everywhere else. It's popular with liberals who are not Zionists. It's popular with Republicans who are not Zionists. And it's very popular with independents. But it's not popular around the Beltway here in D.C. You know what I'm saying? So, look, I'm being very clear here about where I stand on it. I want to know where you stand, though. Where do you stand on this? Does this translate to you when you see Dr. West standing up like this, when he's fighting a good fight, when he's going on public forum after public forum and telling you straight, we must stand with the Palestinian people, cease the fire, end the war, in the occupation. That's what needs to happen. And that's a very basic place to be. That's the only ethical place to be, the only sensible place to be. And as Dr. West pointed out, if not, then this will just continue, and we're just going to stay in this circular situation where this continues to happen, where violence will flare up, where violence will flare up, where violence will flare up. I'm Tim Black, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what you say in the comment section. I got nothing but love for you. Remember, this is the Tim Black Television Network, where we keep it real on all points, and we ain't carrying no water for no dumb Democrats, no hypocritical Democrats, no warmongering Democrats, no racist Democrats, none of that. We're not doing that on this channel. On this channel, we call it out as we see it. Remember, when they say, wow, Tim Black, that guy is bold. He's even bolder than he was before. You tell him, I said, it's a new day.
Seeking unbiased news? Discover the new Tim Black Television Network, where truth and integrity lead the way. We're committed to honest reporting and empowering you with factual, unfiltered information. Join a community that values transparency and critical thinking. Ready for news that respects your intelligence? Visit jointimblack.com. Embrace the change, because at Tim Black Television Network, our truth matters. Sign up today for a new kind of news experience. It's a new day.